This is an iCarol AC Films movie review, and this is Creator X
and the Blue Lion. And we are reviewing today a movie called Sebastian. The movie was directed and written by James Fanizza. I hope we're pronouncing that right. He also stars in the movie with Alex House. And the basic storyline is that Alex and Sebastian meet through Alex's boyfriend Nelson, because Sebastian and Nelson are cousins. And Nelson is going away for some business or something like that. And Alex and Sebastian begin a love affair. But before we continue, just a reminder, this movie review does contain spoilers. So if you don't want to hear the spoilers, stop here, go see the movie, come back, and check out the rest of the review. With that being said, let's talk about the movie.
Usually when you see films coming out of Canada and Toronto, it's always sort of like this peace energy, sort of like it's Canada, you know what I mean? Like you're not taking it too serious. And I know I've seen crazy things come out of Canada or in Toronto, but at the same time, it was something feel good about Toronto, but I felt like the story itself was taken away from that.
To me, it was okay, I guess it's Toronto. We see that from the main shots. Otherwise, we wouldn't really know what city it was in.
Yeah. I mean, starting off, it seemed kind of weird. It was like you barely seen the characters to really even see them develop individually. It was like, okay, hey, boyfriend, haven't seen you in a minute. Here's my cousin. Won't you show him around a little bit? I don't want to show him around. Then they immediately run into each other, and it's like, let's just sleep together. It's like as soon as he saw his cousin for the second time, he was already trying to get with him. It wasn't like, any in between. It wasn't a build like, oh no. It was like immediately as he seen him, it wasn't even the cousin that was pressing him as much. It was the boyfriend.
It did seem like a very quick get to the relationship already
Yeah.
part, which there were just parts of it that didn't, the whole movie, that were not believable, but you kind of forgive it because you're saying, all right, I see why you need to do this for the larger plot, but you could have done this a little better. And that's a good example. But I think the main theme of the movie was that Alex had all this trauma from his first gay relationship that he had to release and express and deal with, that he hadn't dealt with, and that was causing him to be self-destructive. That was the whole point of the movie.
Yeah, I don't even know if people really was connecting the dots with him in this trauma he had, this experience he had when he was a teenager with this teacher that, as you referred to it as, it was a forbidden love. It kind of created this foundation for him. You could tell when he's talking about his trauma and his experience, he's not talking about it from the view of, oh, it was a terrible thing. He was talking about it from the view of, like, I was so in love and he gave me attention and he made me feel good and all these kind of things. And meanwhile, this is not only his teacher, this is a married man. He clearly was being messy. I guess the parents found out. The whole thing is messy, but at the same time, it's like the parents find out, and the guy goes to jail, and it's like he even gets a fake ID and visits the guy in jail. You could tell he was really messed up from that, but at the same time, he's talking about it from this sort of view of, oh, I missed him.
The fact that he was so easy to gloss over when he first mentioned it, oh, I had a relationship with a teacher and he went to jail. Oh, and how are you doing? It's like, pause a second. There's a lot packed in. That's not a light thing to deal with. How are you? How are your emotions from that? Have you talked to a therapist? Like, that would have been really the next natural thing in the conversation. So
Exactly.
you're right. He really was trying to repress it. And what was interesting to me as well was the fact that he did the art show about this teacher with all the pictures, but he also included a picture of Sebastian. So in some way it does link the two to say that Sebastian is just the latest form of this teacher, and it was the last time I saw him. It just seemed to me that towards the end of the movie he was enjoying the pain of the relationship, and that was how he knew how to love. Like, that was what he associated with love. And so in order to experience the pleasure of being in love, he thought he also had to experience all this pain on the side of it because of his experience with this teacher. There was a moment too where Sebastian said, "Oh, I'm gonna miss my flight." He's like, "No, you have to make the flight. You have to." In this way that it felt like, does he though? Like, don't you want to spend time with him? You have to go so that this pain continues.
He gave this impression that he was basically in love with him throughout. From the moment he started this affair, he seemed like he was in love with him. He was like, "Oh, let me take you around, let me show you these things," you know what I mean? He was doing all the stuff that kind of gave the impression that he was like sort of in love, and it was like, "Oh, finally I have a connection that I can, I feel good about to some extent." And as soon as he started this affair, he just became super cold towards his boyfriend. His boyfriend would call and he would not pick up, or he would be really like short with him on the phone in this sort of weird way or whatever. The boyfriend shows up earlier than he's supposed to, and he already knows it's happening. And he says, "Oh no, my cousin now knows my whole family's not going to talk to me." It's the one that's in the affair with the boy Sebastian. And he's like, "So what?" He said, "So what?" He said, "My family's not going to talk to me anymore." He's like, "So what? Like, so what if your family is not going to talk to you?" This is why he said, "This is why I don't want to be in. This is why I don't want a boyfriend. This is why I don't want to be in a relationship." He was saying weird shit that was like, "Bitch."
Like, Sebastian's whole life is falling apart. Yeah. Give him a hug. Like, be there for him, you know?
Right. Like, what are you doing? How could this be a good outcome? And he could care less. That's his response.
It's just interesting how, for me, his character was unlikable in the beginning. Because at first you're like, okay, he's one of the main characters. We'll kind of be on his side because that's how we are when we see these movies. But then, as time goes on, it's just like, I don't know that I like him. I don't know that I would be friends with him. And then it wasn't even so much that I didn't like him, is that I felt bad for him. Like, that's some major trauma you've had to deal with. No wonder you're not the nicest guy.
He didn't really take accountability for his actions. He didn't say sorry or anything. Even if he gets on this plane, even if he goes with him, even if he continues a relationship with this guy, we don't know what will happen once it becomes boring to him. Is he just going to try to do something else to sort of like shake things up in a sort of toxic way just because he's still dealing with this trauma of what happened to him?
That's why I think the cousin angle was kind of a distraction from really the whole point of the movie, because it just, like you said, okay, well, what happens next? His family in Argentina doesn't want to have anything to do with him. What is he going home to?
Right, exactly. I thought the same thing. Is like, this is going to get back to your family in Argentina, and it may not be the same kind of community, since like they might really want to like burn you at the stake a little bit. Like, you never know.
Stay with the aunt in Toronto. Like that. Like, I don't understand the problem.
And then there's going to be some other forbidden love. Is he going to meet the cousin's grandfather and want to get with him? Like, or is this going to be some other twist that he has to do to be in this excitement or this trauma state, because that's what's been kind of wired in him? And I guess we're going into a deeper psychology of what this is. For me, I wouldn't say it was a bad movie. It was not something I would say, oh, just it's so boring, or it held your attention, but at the same time, there was parts of it that was upsetting. But when you say that the guy wrote the movie, you know what I mean, to that acted in it, you kind of wonder,
It is an interesting movie in the way that it explores how our younger age traumas influence us into the modern day, and we have to overcome them and make peace with them in order to move forward. Overall, it was an okay movie. It wasn't a bad movie. It was an interesting movie, as you said, Creator X.
Go and see the movie if you haven't seen the movie. It's unique in the sense that somebody is having an affair with someone's cousin. I guess we need to see the gay version of it, because straight people do this in their movies too. So at least give it credit for that it's something unique. I don't want to sound like we're putting it down. It was just like, who are we rooting for in this movie? I mean, it wasn't bad at all. I would definitely say go see it. So we're going to be signing out here. This is Creator X
and the Blue Lion. Leave a comment below. Click like and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. All that other fun stuff. And we'll catch you on the next one.
All right, peace.